welcome back to another plan with me, specifically the yearly setup for 2024. So this is the bullet journal I chose. It is the A5 size. I downsized a little bit, and it is from the brand Yop and Tom. I did get this off of Amazon. I believe it was around $27, so about $30, which is not terrible for a bullet journal, about standard price. You can see it has the usual features. It has a key and index in the front as well if you're someone who likes to keep up with what page they're on. And in the back as well, there's a nice flap back here where you can store things. And I thought this was really neat. It came with a grid spacer guide. So you can see here, it has it both ways. I thought that was really neat, so I didn't have to make one. And I stored it in the back, that way I wouldn't lose it, because I probably would. I went for the classic black, and it has a beautiful gold hummingbird on the front. There's something so classy about black and gold together. It has 2 ribbon bookmarks, and the pages are numbered as well. You can see here they're pretty small in the corner, so they're not super distracting. And it has markers in the center, as well as halfway vertically and horizontally. So moving on to the actual setup, here I am just writing my name in the cover. You have to make it official. And for the cover page, I really wanted 2024 to cover both pages. I want it to be really large and just a classy sort of font. I love the font that I chose here. And you'll see that I wanted it to have a scrapbook sort of feel, and I wanted to keep my yearly setup pretty simple just so I could always go back to it and not really get tired of it. So I definitely drew inspiration from the cover. I went with black scrapbook paper, kind of ripped it out, made it look a little messy. And for all of the overlap for numbers and words, I did use a white gel pen. I will put it in the description, the brand that it is. I'm pretty sure it is a Uni-ball pen. And then for all the little hummingbirds, I did this beautiful metallic gold pen. If I could use this for everything, I would, but I kept it to just the hummingbirds. And this is it for the cover page. Again, really simple, but that's kind of what I was going for. And flipping over, we have our year at a glance. Again, going in with some black scrapbook paper, and you'll see me write out all the dates. When choosing what spreads I wanted to put for my yearly setup, I definitely struggled to figure out what would work best for me. And I think that's the great thing about bullet journaling, is that you can customize it to what works for you and what doesn't. So I've seen a lot of great setups. I've seen a lot of great spread ideas. Some specifically that I love are the like the picture spreads, where you take a different picture each month and you use those. But for me, I just know that I'm not someone who would keep up with that, and it would sort of kind of stress me out to keep up with that. So I excluded it. I kept it very simple. So this page is my year at a glance, just so I can refer back to these little mini calendars just to see throughout the year. And then to the right here is going to be my goals page. I also can't believe that we're already at the beginning of a new year. Is it just me, or did it seem like 2023 really flew by? For me, my husband and I moved from Tennessee to Texas at the end of 2022, and somehow we've already been here for over a year. I literally don't know where the time went, and I'm definitely going to do that thing at the beginning of the year where you write out the date and you're like, I have to really think and really remember to put 2024 instead of 2023. But moving on to the goals page, I kept this pretty simple. I'm not someone who makes a ton of goals. Obviously, I would love to better myself, but I also want to be super realistic in what I accomplish. So I separate it into two main categories. Here we have our personal goals, so things that I want to accomplish creatively or, just for everyday life. And then we have another section up top, which is health, which can mean anything from my actual physical health, anything from Pilates to working out more to, walking more, but it can also mean mental health, and mental health is something that is really important to me. So just like coping mechanisms and different things that I can use to manage my anxiety and stress and all of those lovely, wonderful life things. But I'm adding in a few more hummingbirds around just to kind of keep the theme going, and then we go back with this light gold Crayola Supertip and we highlight the months. Moving on to the final two trackers. I'm very excited about these two. These are my movies and shows and then my book tracker. So if you've been following my channel, you'll know that I used to have my book tracker on my monthly spreads, and basically, long story short, I did not keep up with it. I do have a Goodreads and I do keep up with my books that way, but as far as like wanting to print out the actual physical cover of the book and paste it into my bullet journal, it just wasn't happening. So I thought just putting it in a nice list format would work better for me. And for the movies and shows, I'm really interested to see how many movies I watch, because me and my husband love to go to the movies. It's one of our favorite things to do, so I would just love to see how many I can see, as well as maybe try to watch some new shows. I get so into my comfort shows and I just rewatch them literally over and over and over. Gilmore Girls, New Girl, Friends, all of those typical comfort shows. I have a problem and I need to expand and watch some new shows. And then for the book tracker as well, I'm thinking I'm gonna run out of room on the book tracker, and that's okay if I do, but I thought I would shoot for something a little more realistic than 50 books, which one year I did read 50 books, but not every year. I thought about adding hummingbirds on this page as well, or maybe adding some doodles, but I kept it simple with just the font up here, and I really like the way that it turned out. Again, just very simple. And here we are at the final flip through. I hope you have enjoyed the video, as well as I hope you like the way that this turned out. I really love the design I did, and I look forward to seeing you for my January setup.